Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Jerry Sarmiento, the full-time trader. Today I'm going to be going over the way I day trade. As I mentioned in my welcome introduction video, I say that I do a few different things. I have an investment on my 401k, which is a long-term type thing. I do swing trading in the stock market and also in the foreign exchange, forex. And then I day trade in the mornings almost every day. Sometimes I don't, depending on how busy I am with my restaurant business, etc. But for the most part, I trade from market open, which is 9:30 New York to about 11:30 a.m. New York. So by 10:30 my time, Central Time, I'm out of here. I'm maybe doing things for the restaurant, or going to the gym. Most likely going to the gym or going to the park to walk around the lake. So that's pretty much my routine. But what I want to do today is to show you how I day trade, and this is my approach. This is something I have developed over years on trying many different things, testing, learning, reading, practicing, making mistakes, correcting the mistakes. I mean, you name it. So this is something that works for me, not necessarily something that would work for you, but you never know. It may be something that you could identify yourself with or not. Like I never trade before the first 15 minutes of the day have passed. So I look at my 5-minute candles, and three of them have to be fully formed before I start thinking about a trade. So I go through some things that I'm going to be explaining here on the video, and that's my way of trading. Again, that is my very particular way based on what I can risk and my personality, my levels of stress, etc., etc. So with that, I'm going to show you all my screens, and then I'm going to go back down to talking about each one of them. Okay, and follow me. Okay, these are the 6 monitors I keep in front of me during my trading hours. I have two main big monitors in front of me, two on my left and two on my right, and they all have a very specific purpose. I'm going to go over each one individually, but just to give you a quick view, here I keep a clock of New York time, which is 16:07. The market just closed 7 minutes ago. Here's a picture of my family and I in Machu Picchu, Peru. That's a very tranquil moment that I love to look in the middle of the frantic day. Here, this is my rest of the screen. Here is positions and mainly my P&L for the day. It tells me about my buying power at the moment, as well as entries and exits and fillings and standing orders, etc., etc. So that's that screen. Then on the left low, I have my monitoring the market and the sector and industry. On this is my main screen right in front of me. Is my order entry right here, and which is a level 2 window. I have another level 2 here. My time and sales level 3, and my charts for decision making. Then on above on the top large screen, I keep the maximum of 8 stocks that I'm watching at one time. Then on the right, I have my news. So this is my Finviz window that tells me if I need to know if a stock, if it's a float, a small float, a large float, or what is the short float and the short ratio, and some fundamental information like that, like sales, market cap, etc., etc. And then the news here as well. The news here, which is linked directly to my TradeStation platform. And here, probably most important part is my heart rate monitor that keeps me calm during the trading session, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Follow me again to go one window at a time. Okay, this is my primary monitor. This is sitting right in front, straight ahead in front of my face and right above my keyboard. This is my order entry window, which is a level 2. And then everything else are charts of the same, they're all linked. This is my 5 and 1 minute, so I can switch between 5 and 1 minutes. This is where I see the action for the day or for the moment. This is my daily window. Sometimes I switch to weekly if I need to see some stronger levels of support or resistance. And this one down here is my 30 minutes. Sometimes I switch to an hour, but usually it's more like 30 minutes that shows me trends, what's going on in the medium term. For example, right here I could very easily draw a trend line right there, and that could help me in my analysis for maybe tomorrow. Here on the left side I have a full level 2 view. Here is my time and sales, which is divided between large blocks of sell. Anything that is higher than 1,000 shares. Here are the small blocks, 100 increments, 100, 200, 400. But here is the big guys, which show me where is the action. And this is my level 3, very important for me. You will see me referring to it often when I'm looking for levels of support and resistance during the trading process. So that's my main screen, and I can switch back and forth between different stocks that I may be watching. Now my next monitor in order of importance is the one that is sitting right in the center and above my main monitor. So it's right center and above. And here is where I keep a view of 8 names, 8 stocks that I may be monitoring during the day. Today I was looking at 5 only. These ones are empty because I didn't have those many things to watch today. But this is very helpful in terms of at a glance I can see what's going on and not have to refer to my main screen and try to scroll back and forth quickly. So here you can see at a glance in one view what's going on. I'm not going to talk about my top left monitor because that's where I keep my P&L. Everybody's P&L is different depending on the broker you use. But on my left bottom monitor, I keep a view of the market. You can see here I have the Dow, the Qs, and the SPY. And it happens to be right now on the 5-minute charts, all of them. And here you can see what's going on in the market at any time on a 5-minute interval. And down here on this screen I have the sectors and the industries. So if I'm trading something, let's say Wendy's, which is a consumer cyclical sector, and restaurants industry. So consumer cyclical is right here, restaurants is right here. I can see what's going on with that specific sector today. Okay, it's been trading above the opening price. So that helps me if I was going to do something with Wendy's, since Wendy's is a component of this industry index. Obviously I want to know what's going on with that industry index. Okay, this is my maybe most interesting screen. I wouldn't call this interesting, this part of it, because this is just the news linked to whatever stocks I'm monitoring at the time on my TradeStation platform. So whenever I click a stock, the charts change and the news feed also changes. So I can see what's going on at any particular time when I'm watching a stock. But the interesting part is this one here. This is my coherence monitor. And let me show you how that works. This is something that is clipped to my ear. It's a sensor taking signals, heart rate signals, transmitting through a Bluetooth device to my phone, to my iPhone, and I was able to project the that result, that reading onto my screen. So during trading time, I can see what's going on not in my mind, because you cannot tell what's going on in your mind, but you can tell what stage you are of coherence. And what I have learned is that your emotions are a result of biological reactions. And biological in this case is your breathing patterns. So by controlling your breathing patterns, you can control your coherence. And that's what I use this for. If you see this thing here, I can use it as a signal to inhale and exhale. In case I am in an incoherent state. There are another views where I can see that I'm in the green. That's a very coherent state I'm in. And coherence is important because it tells you that you are in a state of mind that you can analyze and execute without fears, without any pressures. So you, for the most part, you want to be here in the green, in the coherent state. If you're in the blue or the red and you're in the middle of a trade, you're in trouble, because you're gonna get caught up in a strong emotion, and things could go bad for you. So I would highly recommend something like this, and if you want to know what it is, just let me know. I'll write back to you. So those are my screens, and I hope this was of interest to you. This is the way I set up my station. This is the way I trade. By the way, I also listen to music. I have my Bose speaker. This is amazing how much power comes out of here in sound. I like to do sometimes classic rock, sometimes classic jazz, so things like that. 60s, 70s, and 80s. Remember, I'm an old timer, so I'm stuck with those tunes. But this is great for help you with your coherence state of mind. So anyway, I hope this has been of value. When you see me trading in future episodes, I'm going to be referring to some of these things that I mentioned, and hopefully you can understand how I trade. And it is specifically working for me. It may work for you. I don't know. You have to find what works for you. So anyway, thank you very much, and see you in the next episode. Bye now.